Agape Baptist Church because we were just basically looking for a church that really emphasized worship and encouraged really an encounter through the worship process and through the worship service.
It's unique for such a congregation that we have to be just really on fire and so many people so invested in what they're doing.
What really stood out to me about Agape was that the people were very loving, very caring. They're very conscious to notice a new face, and so when I visited the worship service, lots of people came over and said hi to me, let me know that they were glad that I was here, and that really stood out.
I think when I came to Agape, I found a caring community of believers that not only challenges and inspires me to do my best, but also supports and encourages me every step of the way.
This congregation was started with a founding pastor as an interim pastor, and then they had an interim pastor, and they did not have any paid staff members. And so I was the first full-time pastoral minister on staff.
Over the summer of 2010, our conversations deepened a little bit, and we began to figure out that this church in Fort Worth really is on the cusp of doing some amazing things, and we want to be a part of that, and we want to help lead out in that.
Well, I'm very pleased and optimistic about the staff that we have now. Pastor Hassel, Pastor Bankhead. We have fine youth minister in Luke, fine children's minister, I think we're working right now, especially with Sheen and the children's ministry, trying to reach out to younger families with children. That's one of the things that we're trying to cultivate just now. So with James and Jeff and Luke and Sheena, we have a really fine staff that works well together.
Well, it was obvious to us shortly after we joined that the church probably wouldn't prosper right here in this location. We were hearing various stories about young persons coming and not feeling like they had the proper place.
We, the body that we are, the members of the church, felt that perhaps a new location will provide something that we could serve the community better. And when we spotted that piece of land, it was just very exciting just to know that potentially it could be ours.
The property that we found is extremely well located. It is really in the heart of where many of our members live. It's also a growing place where many families are moving into that area. It's going to be close to probably the fastest growing area of our community, projected to continue to grow for many years to come.
This is the next phase of where God is having us move to. And it probably is a bigger challenge for us. Hitherto, to be honest, maybe it's been kind of an easy road. But this is a little bit of a reach. And I think that God may be wanting to see how serious we really are in our desire to meet the mission that He has set before us.
We're out here at the land, and one thing that really is striking to me when you come out here is that it puts things into a totally different perspective than when you're just looking at a piece of paper about facts about our property. When you actually come out here and see the landscape, a few things are very striking to me. One thing I see is the houses, the housing developments going in. There are numerous houses being built and worked on, and even established communities in this region and in this neighborhood. There is an educational component, an educational need that's being met, and also healthcare needs are being met. Wouldn't it be great if we as a forward-thinking Baptist church heed God's call, as we have sensed, to progressively move this direction and to meet that calling for the spiritual and religious component, to meet those needs here in this section of the city and beyond? We feel at Agape that is our call, and we have moved forward, and we are moving forward in meeting those needs as God has called us.
We're a congregation, a small church. We have 400 members. But these 400 members are mature believers, and they have, and we have, been able to have a decent budget, a good budget. We've been able to accumulate some funds to be able to buy 10 acres of land. We've put a sizable amount of money down on this land. We still have ways to go. And I can't wait to be a part of that.
Others have said this, it's like planting the acorn that will grow the tree that we will never sit under. But we can surely get things started down the road and accomplish perhaps the building that will entice people to come and to worship together.
We're purchasing land where a facility is going to be that's going to reach people for Jesus Christ, and where the kingdom of God will be delivered and seen, and it will be visible, and we'll be working toward making the kingdom larger.
I have two words or two challenges, I would say, for us. The first is to remember that the challenge of who we are as Agape is found in our uniqueness, but part of that challenge is an adventure. And so if we can view these days ahead of this capital campaign as an adventure together, that is going to be an amazing thing for us. It's going to be an amazing witness for us and for our church. This is a challenge, and so we need to embrace that. We need to talk about it, and we need to live in the adventure of this challenge before us, not only in acquiring the property, but in laying out the vision for the property. So along with that, the second word would be just open up your heart and give. This is not a time to be bashful or shy about our giving. This is a time to highlight that, and it doesn't matter what socioeconomic bracket you come from. This is just a time to embrace and enjoy the challenge of being our church and give and open up ourselves to what God has for us.